All right, so hi, how's it going? Jordan Hill. I am the founder of Blue Highlighted Text. In this stream and in this series, I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm building my first software. I've been a consultant for a number of years now, had a lot of success, and now I want to get into something that's more based on monthly recurring revenue rather than just project to project basis. So hopefully, hoping to add this as a media platform for me to get my message out, showcase who I am, and etc. But more than anything, I want you guys to know that it is possible to build quite a bit and do quite a bit in using some of these tools, and especially people beat it to death, but AI is definitely a big part of what I'm using in order to push my career forward. And I want to give you guys a second look, something to consider, and maybe a career path to change to, or side hustle, whatever it might be. Anyways, feel like I'm talking too much. I'm jumping in, and that looks like this. Let me see. Hold on. It was working perfectly until I had to do it here. All right. So that's there. Cut this down. Excuse me while I get all this set up. All right. Thank you for bearing with me. The last thing I wanted to do was this guy right here. All right, so I kind of get out of the way and show you guys what you really want to see. All right, so I'm using Bolt. I was able to create a pretty awesome tool using this, and I want to kind of show you guys some of that process. But really, the honest truth is I already did this live stream, and I didn't save it on Twitch because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with the software. And so now I have a finished version. So you guys didn't get a chance to watch me build this one, but I'll make other iterations. So essentially, this is a Black Friday, Cyber Monday type of tool. And the idea is to be able to quickly see the conversion rate. Um, Long story short, I'm here in Austin. I met this guy at a meetup. He expressed that he needed some help with some product launch metrics, and he came up with CVR, or conversion rate, as his main indicator, along with the rest that you see here. And then he wanted to visualize it with a chart, and he wanted to see CVR by traffic source. So I can actually switch this out and rename this for you guys live so you can see that. But essentially, you can see the CVR is here, and I'm going to make it bigger within the each tile so that you can see it faster. But essentially, he's looking for CVRs that are 2% and higher. So he can see that overall he's not hitting that. And a lot of it is social media as a laggard. Um, and I probably need to label that as organic social media versus paid. Or maybe I can do paid social media. I'll think about that in a bit. And then lastly, he wanted to mimic the Universal Analytics report. So they have a landing page report, and he really misses this idea of being able to pull your page URLs and have every metric connected there. I added this functionality for the ability to sort by metric. So if we know that this create scan first step page URL is doing well versus others, we can see that the maybe we need to send more traffic directly here. It's got a pretty decent bounce rate, but the average time is also good. Anyways, there's a lot to consider. My job is to just give him all the tools to make decisions, and then I'll start highlighting and providing insights. If you guys are familiar, let me show you this real quick with Google Analytics. It's pretty cool that you can scroll down and get insights and recommendations. This one doesn't have any. Let me try a different account. 1 second. Say yes to all this. That's fine. I need to see all. So some of these have more traffic, and so they'll have more insights. Something like this transaction spiked on September, transactions dropped in October, active users spiked in September, right? So things like this that I don't know how useful this is to people. I don't know what people are really saying. I can do some research to kind of find out what the overall sentiment is. I know that a lot of people don't like GA4, but I also kind of created this tool so that I can have all the information from GA4 in one place in a useful format on a per client type basis. But on top of that, there's a Chrome extension that I built that goes with this, and that also shows some of the key metrics. And then lastly, you probably want to see this launch analytics mobile format. So I built all this without being a developer, without really knowing a whole lot about the process, rather than trial and error. And I did it with Bolt and a little bit with Claude as well. Now, one of the things I probably should show you guys is the organized automation um, presentation that I did. So let me jump over to that real quick. And so, I spoke at this thing called Measure Summit this year, and it was a big deal for me. It's kind of like the who's who of the world that I'm in. And this is something that I'm currently um, going to drop into the chat. So let's do it that way. Organized automation. So the reason I'm dropping this in here is because it is the starting point. So there's more about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, the very beginning of how I started all this is going to be in there. And so I want to make sure that you guys have that so you can at least reference it. Okay, so jumping back to Bolt, there are a couple of things that I had mentioned about this. So let's change this. Change the report channel performance to CBR per by traffic source. Make each tile um, uh, change the format of the tile to include a large font version of CVR at the top, bolded. So I'm going to do this real quick, and you guys will see this happening in real time. So that's the goal here. All right, cool. It's working. And again, this is something that I've been wanting to do, is kind of play around with. Nice. All right. So we got each one there. Perfect. Now create a heat map similar to the one you have below in landing page performance. Heat map for the so that's cool. Um, and then I'm going to push it over to the preview channel. So one thing that I've been doing for clients is I want to build this custom for each one, right? What's really interesting is I'm able to um, then put it into a preview link so they don't have to see my messy creation creation process, and I don't want them to see that actually, right? I want it to look like magic. I want them to tell me and then them see it and feel like something magical happened, right? Also add a metric tile called uh let's go, so social media, let's do paid social, and rename social media organic social. So there we go. And then it'd be kind of dope to have a instead of all traffic, I'm gonna go retargeting so that I can understand that if that traffic source is a retargeted traffic source in general. I think that it's important to be thinking about stuff like that because we want to know. I'm a strong advocate for retargeting. So the main thing that I do is conversion tracking, but then once I've tracked someone on the site and how they've interacted with the brand, I always imagine that you're not just going to run an ad and get a sell. I always imagine that you're going to run an ad, get people, you know, used to you, used to your brand, used to seeing you part of the customer journey, and eventually they actually convert due to a paid retargeting situation. Or not. It's really based on the customer journey analytics. Yeah, so that's there. Boom. So these are here, maybe retargeting, organic search. I like that. I kind of like having an even amount here. I'll let the client know that I have an idea for retargeting, but we'll get there later. Okay, so this is here. Landing pages performance, that's there. We even got revenue, CVR, bounce rate, average time entrances, unique views. Perfect. I love all of that. This is good. So add these changes. First, I'm gonna say this is the best version. Add these changes to the, and then I usually give it back the link. So one of the things I've learned is to reiterate exactly what do you want it to do. I had a prompt where I was like, hey, make sure that you update this preview link every single time, but it wasn't really working the way I wanted it to at first. So I wish that I would have access to the recording. Maybe I'll find it on my OBS folder, but essentially today where this started and where we're finishing are two very different places as far as how it looks, the quality, all that. So I'm really proud of being able to make these changes on the fly and get comfortable with these tools, you know. So okay, that one's good to go. Now I think that's where I want to stop it for today. But essentially, I have a situation where I can give a long form version. So if you really want to scroll through it and see everything, you'll have to get on a desktop view, obviously. This is built for the phone, so it's narrow, but it's a quick way to check out what's doing better this month, what's doing better today. I might have this switch out and do like today versus yesterday. It is versus yesterday right here, but I might change up the time frame a bit. Client did request some tweaks there, so that's fine. And then we've got platform stuff. Obviously, the color scheme's a little bit off because I've been updating this one, and I need to go and update this guy to have the same exact schemes and everything. And then this Chrome extension is another one that's a little bit different, but essentially I can have the same exact bottom section on the Chrome extension that I have right here. And that'll be the next iteration. So hold tight. You guys are going to be able to watch me build this entire tool, and I'll launch it on Facebook is where I'm going to be launching it. Uh, Essentially, I can't even type, damn. But this is me. This is me on Facebook, Jordan Hill, and you guys can kind of check me. This is what I'm doing here, and I've got quite a lot going on. If you guys actually jump over to Facebook or if you use Facebook, great. If not, I'll catch you here and maybe on YouTube as well. I also have obviously TikTok and other channels, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. As I earn your desire to interact with me and see what I'm about, you guys are going to be able to see all that. So, yep, that's what we got. And I'm out.